In this clip, Michael Saylor is telling you his number one word of advice. If you're in the crypto space, if you own Bitcoin, you don't want to miss this clip, check out what he has to say.
But my point here is, every one of you knows someone. Go tell a CEO, go tell your father, go tell your mother, go tell somebody that Bitcoin's going to change the world and they should figure out more about it, because the number one thing you can do is educate the world on Bitcoin and let people know they need to figure out Bitcoin. And every one of you does make a difference, because I would never get those meetings if it wasn't like someone that went and said, you got to pay attention. And my last point to you, you do not sell your Bitcoin.
With that, what's happening, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you, another cryptocurrency video. Got a jam-packed video, getting straight into it. Taking a look at the Bitcoin price chart. We're zooming out way on the charts. We're zooming out on the 3-month chart. This is the Coinbase chart, so it only goes back to 2015, but you have to look at the trend. The trend's your friend until the end. We drew these channels. Look at these channels. It acts as support, resistance, support, support, resistance, support. Now, this is what we're going to be paying attention to. At the current time of this recording, Bitcoin's coming in around 27.3K, and we can look all the way back in 2015 that this channel, this lower channel, has acted as support, and we stair-stepped our way up. You can see the retest of these other channels come up, hit our head, and then we wick above this. We actually wick above this upper channel, and all the way this back up in 2017 when we hit 20,000, and then we came back down. You got to look at the candle closings over 3 months. We had the candle closing here, and then we came back down and then fell back down and retraced. Now, keep this in mind. This looks as like a short time frame. This had a W here. This bottomed out, and then we had this sort of breakout of this channel. That's when everybody got euphoric. But then again, it was a breakdown. It was a fake out. So keep this in mind. We came all the way back down. So we tested this channel once, twice. Now, the third time, is that going to be the charm? Are we going to test it one more time? Either way, you cut the cloth. If we do come back up here, say, April of 2025, this channel goes up to $230,000. So are we going to see a $200,000 Bitcoin price target? That could be in the cards, potentially. But if we don't get it back above this and we hit this channel here, this could take us to 112,000. So you got to be careful. You got to look at indications. You got to see what's going on. There's no guarantee we're going to come back and test this a third time. But if we tested this once already, then twice, we tested it multiple times. We tested it once here, 2, 3 times. We tested this various times and got rejected. Now, if we test this again, will we break this and flip this resistance to support and have a continuation? Well, is that what's going to happen with the spot ETF? You have to be patient. There's no guarantee we're going to go back up this high, but you got to look at the trend. And these channels don't lie. And you see that we're putting in a high, a higher high, higher low. You got to look at the lows and you got to look at the highs. So there's highs here and lows here. This low is higher than this low. This high is higher than this high. So this trend is still intact. We coming through. Are we going to come back up and put a higher high in? That could be what's in the cards for Bitcoin, but time will definitely tell. Some Twitter updates from Crypto Jelly NL. Bitcoin broke the midterm bearish trend and retested it successfully. Once we clear 30K, we can focus on long-term bullish trend. The first target is 48,000. So what they're talking about is this bearish trend right here. And we've showed you this in previous videos. We came up, broke out of this right here, retested it, and currently have to get back above this trend line around that $30,000 threshold, and then we'll be off to the races once again. And this is showing the same thing, breaking out of this trend line here. A signal of strength. We have to get back above this previous high here before the breakdown to the lows. And this is the spring that sprung us up. So if you see this A, B, C, D phase, we are currently in phase D. Getting ready to coil up and blast through. Once we blast through, once again, we'll be off to the races. Stock Money Lizards is showing the technical target is right around 48,000, and everything from every cycle is perfectly aligned. As you see, we bottom out, come back up, hit our resistance at that 0.618 Fibonacci sequence level, which was 700 before, 11,000 in the previous cycle, and 48,000 in this cycle. This could be what's in the cards in the short to midterm for Bitcoin and crypto. And then an update from 888 Velvet. He's saying interest rates going up equal housing prices going down. But what if migrants coming into the US go up, housing prices stay up? If they can't print money, they'll print people instead. Does this make sense to you? There's a lot of articles saying Mexico sends buses for migrants in South as thousands reach northern border with U.S. daily. And here's another one. Unlawful crossing along southern border reach yearly high as U.S. struggles to contain mass migration. You might be asking, how many migrants have came into the United States this fiscal year? Well, we have that answer. More than 2.8 million migrants have crossed with authorities so far this fiscal year compared to the 2.7 million migrants in 2022. So this year is already outpacing last year. And this current migrant figure includes August but not September. So that's not including the last 4 months of the year. So if you're looking at it, we're at 2.8 million over the first 8 months of the year. So if we extrapolate this and do a little bit of math, 2.8 divided by the first 8 months, you're looking at 350,000 migrants coming in a month. And then multiply that, you're talking about going from 2.7 to 4.2 million coming in. That's almost a 40% increase year over year. So could this be a problem? Does 888 Velvet have a point here? Are they going to start printing because they need some stimulus to help some of these migrants that have nowhere to go? They're not U.S. citizens, but this wouldn't be the first time that the U.S. printed money out to help, people that wasn't their citizens, such as the war in Ukraine. To have your own take on that, different conversation. But another update, we're seeing that Bitcoin's looking bullish. We broke out of this downtrend here, and look at, we broke out of the downtrend in the RSI. The RSI is putting in lower lows and lower highs. Now that trend is changing and it's stair-stepping its way back up and going to continue going into the halving. So once again, looking very bullish. We have 1, 2, 3, then 3, 2, 1. We had 1, 2, 3, and right now 3, 2, 1. 1 is when that peak is going to be. We have to wait and be patient, but either way you cut the cloth, bullishness is right around the corner. Have you been stacking sats? Are you ready for what's to come? When you zoom out on these charts, you can see that Bitcoin just continues to go up and to the right. This is just the debasement of the currency. The more they print, the more Bitcoin goes up. So keep this in mind. Stack sats and hodl strong. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. If you guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate the support. With that, that's all I have for you today. And I'm out.